Is it possible to start a retro game collection with no money? Yeah, I did it, and I'll show you how. Retro game collecting is a wonderful hobby, and it's one of my favorite pastimes. But one big complaint I constantly hear is that it's too expensive. I beg to differ. I think you can find a reasonable collection if you know what you're looking for. And I'm going to show you how I went from $0 to collecting a small lot of Xbox 360 games. So what a lot of people may know or may not know is that my day job is I'm a recycling garbage man, which means I drive around this rural area that's very beautiful, and I collect people's cardboard, plastic, but most importantly, bottles, cans. So one day on the route, I decided, hey, I'm gonna throw as much cans and bottles as I can in the car, and at the end of the shift, I'm gonna go recycle those and see how much money I got. So after a short trip to the recycling center, I came back with a total of $21.80. And trust me, that's enough to start collecting. So now it was time to hit the thrift stores. And why not on this gorgeous day start with my favorite Goodwill in the state of Oregon, this one. And this week's deals were orange 50% off, green 75. This is a retro collector's paradise. They have everything from Atari games to controllers to full-blown systems. I mean, just look at this. But that's not what I was here for. I was here for the good stuff, the 360 games. Because right now, collecting 360 games is about as cheap as it's gonna get, especially with the upcoming 360 marketplace shutdown. So I'm gonna try to build a very diverse lot, and I'll start with a full-priced fighting game. But I'm honestly looking for a diverse collection of games. So I want a shooter, maybe a sports game, an adventure game, but ultimately I'm looking for these tags. Definitely looking for the orange and the green because I'm gonna score the best value with these. Even behind the counter, they had more expensive games that also were on discount. And I think I cleaned house here. This place alone was enough for me to have a lot. Next stop, St. Vincent de Paul's, another favorite thrift store of mine. And even though this place doesn't really have the selection that the Goodwill does, it's no slouch. They've got some hidden gems floating around in here. I almost pulled the trigger on this old SNES they were selling for $80, but it was also 25% off, so it would have been around $60. However, it looked really dirty. It was, I don't know, man. There was mold, there were cracks. I passed on it. But at the end of the day, I ended up with one more game to add to the collection in my budget. And this was the end of my retro adventure. For this time. Welcome back. I'm excited. By the way, check out the Super Garbage Day podcast, where every week I review, every other week, whatever. I review a retro video game chosen by the community. Anyways, so here we are. We have our lot that we got from our recycling money. So let's go through them real quick. Let's start off with this. Injustice. Gods Among Us. This is a fighting game with superheroes in the DC universe. It seems pretty chill. I think it's got a little bit of that Mortal Kombat-ness going on, but ultimately, it looks fun. I think this is a good choice for $5. Can't beat that. All right, here's another one coming at you. Mass Effect 3. This is a banger. You know it's a banger. And it's a green one, too. So that means we got that very cheap. I mean, what do you say about Mass Effect that hasn't already been said? Other than some people didn't like the ending of this one. They didn't feel like it concluded well. But, I mean, for $1.25, you can't beat that. Halo 3, also a banger. I mean, what can I tell you? This is one of those games that's just, it's Halo 3. And we got it very, very cheap. Here's another one, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Add that to the repertoire. This all fit in the budget, can you believe this? Also, I realized quickly in this game that the main character kind of looks like Kanye West. I don't know what's going on there. But it's a great addition to our lot. Oh, we got a sports game. We got table tennis from Rockstar. This one is hilarious. Also kind of addictive. I'm not the best at it, but I'm happy to have this in my collection. I think this is a great score for a couple dollars. Monster Madness Battle for Suburbia. Got it for $4 at the St. Vinny's. And this game is kind of an isometric. You know what it gives me vibes of? A little bit of Zombie Ate My Neighbors, and apparently it's playable up to 4 co-op, couch co-op, 4 players. I don't know much about it. It just seems like a different game from the other ones, so it was worth grabbing. And finally, we got a racing game, Test Drive Unlimited. It was green, 75% off, which means it ended up being like $3. This game, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's a racing game. I'm not really a big racing game fan, but the interesting thing about this game in particular is that it's worth like a decent amount for what we paid. And all these games came with the manual, and the discs are in great condition. So at the end of this mission, at the end of this adventure, our total came to $21.50. We still had 30 cents to spare. We did it. Something from nothing. Keep retro alive. This is the way to do it. If you don't have a budget, I understand that, like, you know, mileage may vary. A lot of people don't have the thrift stores we do here. Maybe they don't have the access to recyclables, and maybe they don't get the same amount back. But there is some way or another to find an outlet to collect from nothing. And we're going to explore this more in the future. Thank you for watching this whole adventure with me, and I'll see you next time. You know what? Next time, let's try to do something like find a really rare game and pay for it with nothing. That would be cool. From Trash to Treasure, my name is B. Ross. Check out Super Garbage Day, the podcast, and the YouTube channel. And never judge a book by its grammar. Cut to B.
Thank you for watching with my dad. I just want to say, everybody, guys, bye.